At one point, Digga D was unstoppable, the UK drill scene's most controversial and innovative figure, hailed as a genius by some, feared by others. But in 2024, things took a dark turn. Once at the top of the game, legal troubles, relentless police pressure, and ongoing beef with fellow rapper Central C have left his future hanging by a thread. This is the rise and fall of Digga D. Born Reese Herbert in West London, Digga D grew up in Ladbroke Grove, an area deeply entrenched in the UK's drill culture. From an early age, he was obsessed with rap. By his mid-teens, he co-founded the group 1011, later rebranded as CGM. But they weren't just making music. 1011 was a real street crew, and their music reflected it. Raw, unfiltered, and brutally honest, their lyrics painted a picture of gang life in West London. In 2017, Digga D and his crew went viral with No Hook, a track that showcased their aggressive style.
Got murdered, man, get the pack and disperse it. Everything I got, blood, I earned it. If the bridges...
But almost as fast as they rose, the UK police were watching. Drill music with its violent lyrics and gang affiliations was already in the crosshairs of law enforcement. And Digga D, he was about to become their #1 target. In 2018, everything changed. Digga D and members of 1011 were arrested for carrying weapons, allegedly en route to attack a rival gang. The sentence? A criminal behavior order that would set a precedent in UK music history. For the first time, a drill artist was legally banned from rapping about real-life street violence. If he did, prison. This should have been the end of his career, but instead, Digga D did something no one expected. He adapted. From behind bars, he started recording freestyles and writing lyrics that danced around his legal restrictions. The system wanted to silence him, but instead, they turned him into a symbol of resistance. By 2020, he was out, and bigger than ever. His track Way blew up, turning him into a mainstream star. But the bigger he got, the harder it was to escape his past. The criminal behavior order wasn't just a legal problem, it was an artistic prison. Every song, every bar, every Instagram post was being watched. The police weren't just arresting Digga D for crimes, they were shutting down his concerts, taking down his videos, and making sure the world saw him as a criminal first, an artist second. This wasn't just about Digga D anymore. The UK drill scene was under attack. Artists like OFB, Heady One, and Lowski were all facing similar pressures.
As I speak, gangs posting videos and music online that document, encourage and glamorise violence and goad and threaten others. And the repercussions can be deadly.
But Digga D was the poster child for it all. And while he kept dodging the system, his demons were catching up. With the constant surveillance, the legal battles and the pressure to keep his career afloat, Digga D started showing cracks. Fans noticed it. His energy was shifting. His interviews fell off, and then the cycle started again. Arrest, release, arrest, release. In the early 2024, Digga D was arrested again, this time for alleged firearm possession. It was another blow to his career, another setback in an already difficult battle. But this time, the industry wasn't as forgiving. Despite everything, Digga D was still making music. He dropped hit after hit, but something had changed. Some in the drill community accused him of going too mainstream, watering down his style for the charts. Others saw him as a victim of the system, forced to compromise or face prison again. Digga himself has spoken openly in his music and on social media about his love for weapons, guns, knives, you name it. Digga D actually got into serious trouble for flexing UK-style tiny pistols on social media. The clip, which landed him behind bars, shows him holding 2 small handguns. On January 22nd, 2019, at 1:30 AM, armed officers carrying Glock 17s and tasers raided a house where Digga and his crew were suspected of possessing firearms linked to multiple shootings. However, Digga was not charged for anything in this situation. It wouldn't be until March 2020, Digga was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for his role in a machete brawl with rival gang members in a shopping centre in West London. Other members of CGM were also charged, including Savo, who was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment after pleading guilty to violent disorder, possession of an offensive weapon, and breaches of the CBO. His legal troubles were later documented in the BBC special Defending Digga D, which also revealed something shocking. Digga was stabbed in the eye while in jail, nearly losing his sight.
There's a lot more to me than music, you get me, and I want other people to know what's going on in my life. Once this documentary comes out, they're gonna say, you know what, let's see what he's actually about, you get me? Everyone thinks I'm just a violent animal, when it's not that. Drill could be misunderstood as well. It's just a beat, it's a type of beat, you get me, and you do whatever you want to do with the beat.
He was stabbed with a blade fashioned from a tuna can, according to an official at the Ministry of Justice. He even referenced this in his song Red Light, Green Light, rapping about how police accused him of shooting someone in the face, causing them to lose sight in both eyes. But ironically, he didn't believe in karma until he got stabbed in the eye himself. In a shocking turn of events, Digga D was arrested again in July 2020 for inciting violence after attending a Black Lives Matter protest in London and posting about the movement on Instagram. Right after being released from his previous arrests, rumours circulated that police had taken the rapper back into custody, which was later confirmed. However, Digga was shortly released from custody from this too. Yeah, kinda just goes to show how lenient the UK police can be. If that wasn't enough, Digga D has also been rumoured to have beaten 2 attempted murder charges, including a 2017 shooting where one of the victims lost their vision. And then there was the Central C situation. Central C and Digga D were once seen as allies, both young, both talented, both pushing UK rap to the next level. But behind the scenes, tensions were brewing. Rumours of old street affiliations, silent competition, and even personal betrayals started surfacing. The two stopped following each other, and then the subliminal started. On one side, we have Digga D, who's from Ladbroke Grove, a neighbourhood in the borough of Kensington and Chelsea, one of the richest and poshest boroughs in the UK. However, it also has the second highest crime rate in London. Central C was also born in Ladbroke Grove, but is a couple of years older than Digga. However, Central later moved about 5 minutes away to Shepherd's Bush, another notoriously dangerous area in West London. This move would soon prove significant in his feud with Digga D. Digga D and Central C actually attended the same school, Chelsea Academy in West London. However, Digga was expelled in year 8, so the two didn't have many run-ins. Central C was quiet and low-key in school, so he likely wasn't easily noticed. After school, both rappers took completely different paths.
Yo, didn't know. I went to school with them. No involvement.
Around 2015, Central C started trying to launch his music career. While hustling to support himself, while Digga D became heavily active in the streets, eventually forming the 1011, now CGM gang. 1011 gained notoriety for its raw lyrics and taunts about real-life events, particularly the 2017 murder of rival T-Wiz. This led to police crackdowns, arrests, and music takedowns. In 2018, Digga D was caught with weapons and jailed, while Central C faced his own street altercations, including an incident where Digga D was allegedly involved in stabbing his brother. While Digga D's reputation grew through controversy and hard-hitting drill, Central C pivoted towards a more mainstream sound, achieving global success with tracks like Loading and Commitment Issues. Their tensions resurfaced when Central C referenced Digga D's ex in his mixtape 23, prompting a response. However, Central C seems focused on his career rather than street feuds, positioning himself as UK drill's biggest mainstream artist. Some say it was just industry politics. Others believe there was real street history between them. But one thing was clear, Digga D was losing allies fast, and with his legal troubles piling up, the music industry was moving on. For instance, in the early hours of the 21st of February 2024, Digga D's home in Bracebridge Heath, near Lincoln, was raided by the Metropolitan Police while he was live streaming on Instagram. As officers entered, he was seen shouting and demanding to know their reason for being there. The livestream abruptly ended when he was ordered to leave the house with his hands up. Shortly after, he was arrested on suspicion of drug distribution. Following the raid, Digga D was charged with the supply and importation of cannabis. He appeared at Lincoln Crown Court where he was being held in custody. Then, on the 29th of May 2024, he pleaded guilty to smuggling cannabis in connection to an incident on the 11th of July 2023. He also admitted to supplying cannabis between the 26th of October 2022 and the 21st of February 2024. However, after denying involvement in the commercial distribution of 60 kilograms of cannabis, a Newton hearing was held in December 2024 to determine the extent of his role. On the 31st of January 2025, he was sentenced to 3 years and 11 months in prison for supplying 45 kilograms of cannabis. So what now? Digga D is still young, still talented, and still has a loyal fan base. But with another arrest, an industry that seems to be leaving him behind and old beef resurfacing, his future is more uncertain than ever. One thing is for sure, whether he makes a comeback or fades into obscurity, Digga D has already cemented his place in UK drill history. The only question is, will he be remembered for his music or for his downfall?